everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily. In today's video, which I've actually previously filmed, I'm coming in with this intro after, I have filmed a booktubers choose what I read for a week, which has actually turned into 6 weeks because I've been in a massive reading slump. But we're gonna act like I filmed this over like a week or so. I have been wanting to film and make a video like this for such a long time, like probably like over a year now, and I'm so glad that I've finally gotten to do it, even though it has taken me a while and I have been in a massive slump while doing this. I ended up asking 5 different booktubers, which I will show throughout the course of this video, and I feel like I enjoyed some of these books and I also did not enjoy some of these books, so I had a very mixed variety, but you will have to see as the video goes on. Since I've been filming this video for quite a few weeks now, I've been trying to stay on top of being organized, which I've been utilizing Notion for, which is why I would like to introduce Skillshare, which is a very kind sponsor of today's video. Even though I've been trying to improve my productivity and planning, I have found Notion to be quite a difficult site to navigate, and this is where Skillshare has come in handy. I've been currently taking the Notion masterclass by Ali Abdul. I feel like it has really helped me to navigate the website and like level up in my planning and productivity, which is something that I really need to improve on. Skillshare is the largest online learning community with thousands of classes that you can access under just one subscription. Skillshare truly covers so many different topics. There is topics on there for literally everyone. Some of those topics include freelancing, film, and creative writing, which as someone whose life goal is to be an author, I am so excited to get into those creative writing classes in the very near future. I actually have a very exciting deal for you all. The first 500 people that click the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial on Skillshare. So make sure you get on that very quickly because it is only for the first 500 people. Again, thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into the reading vlog. Okay guys, it is Thursday and I've just gotten home from work and I'm going to start the first book in this video, which was chosen by Miss Larry Reads herself. I have literally been watching Larry. I think she was like one of the first people that I ever watched on BookTube. I just think her energy is unmatched, and every single time I watch her videos, like I literally just sit there laughing. So if I'm ever like upset and need a pick-me-up, I will literally just go and watch one of her videos. So I was literally beyond excited when she replied to my message asking what book she would recommend for me to read. And for this one, I actually thought I'd go out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I asked her to pick me a dark romance book because I know she is very well known for her dark romance recommendations. And I have read a couple of dark romances, aka the Mindfuck series and Haunting Adeline. That's literally it. But I do definitely want to dip my toes into some more dark romance. I'm just a little bit nervous. So I was like, just pick me any dark romance book. So her two like options for me were God of Malice by Rena Kent or Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRoe. I haven't read either of those books, but I thought I'd go with God of Malice by Rena Kent just because I see Larry talking about Rena Kent all the time and how amazing her books are. So that's the book that I went with. So I am going to be starting God of Malice. I believe this is a standalone book, but when you search it up on Goodreads, it comes up as like the first book in a series. So I'm assuming it's like interconnected standalone. Yes, I will be reading it on my Kindle because I don't want to buy the physical copy that has a man on the cover, and for some reason that's the only one you can get in Australia. I'm honestly really excited to go into this and see what I think about it. Okay, we're starting off on a great note with like a literal warning page at the start of the book. She said, Killian Carson, the main character of God of Malice, is a true psychopath, not a make-believe nor a bad boy who's eventually tamed. I'm scared, honestly. And I love the fact that like my Kindle case is giving like cutesy, girly, like just very like sweet, and then like the book on the inside is literally the complete opposite. I'm already getting the psychopath vibes from this guy. Guys, I ended up taking like a 2-hour nap. Like I was just trying to read and I was just getting way too tired. But I did get 12% in, which means I'm up to page 54, which I feel like is quite a good start. I just wanted to like say really quickly that I hit 10k on here today, and that is just absolutely amazing to me. I've literally had this channel for probably like 4 or 5 years now, and if you've been here from the beginning, you would know that I started with like makeup and then I went into crystals because I had a crystal business, and now I'm like in my book reading era, which is an era that will never end, obviously. I just wanted to say I love all of you guys so much, and thank you so much for supporting me over the years. And I am going to do a giveaway, so definitely look for that soon. I'll probably include it in like my July reading wrap up actually, so it'll be up way before this video is. I just had to say like thank you so much for all of the support. You know she's weird when she's literally scared of a camera and trying to run away. Okay, I'm in the exact same position, but I realized that I forgot to give you guys an update yesterday on where I got up to in the book because I ended up having a mental breakdown last night about something, but we'll move past that. So I don't know if I'm gonna get anything read today. It's Friday afternoon and we're going out because obviously it's been a long week of work. Honestly, this week I've just been really struggling to find the time to read. Anyway, I got up to page 65. I'm like halfway in the middle of chapter 8. I'm not the type of person that really cares if I stop in the middle of a chapter, so that's why I'm on a random page, but I honestly just couldn't focus and didn't really know what was going on. But what I know so far, pretty much the main female character met this like really crazy psychopath guy. She met him when he was like taking pictures of her, and then he forced her to do some stuff because she like slipped off this cliff and he saved her, and now she's like gone back to college after like a break or something, and he just happens to be there as well, like stalking her low-key. So I'm honestly very excited to see where this book goes, but I'm also very nervous. But yeah, I feel like that wasn't a very good explanation of what's actually happening. I just don't want to spoil anything, not that anything has really happened yet. You know what, I'm actually quite enjoying my time reading it, and I will be taking my Kindle with me tonight. I doubt I'm gonna get anything read. It's just like a comfort thing to take it with me. I got a new jelly cat the other day because I just love spending money, and like how could you not? It's literally a teddy bear wearing a robe, and his name is Benson, but like Benny for short. Trying my best to keep him away from Nelly so she doesn't eat him. Hey, the hoodie's on because it is literally freezing. I am so sick of winter. Okay, wow, I don't think I've ever been so bad like updating a vlog. It's also because I can feel myself getting into a reading slump again. So I haven't really had any updates for this book yet, just because I'm really struggling to get into it. Like I'm just not getting hooked. Whenever I pick it up, I read like a chapter and then I'm just like over it. So I feel like I need to like sit down for like an hour, like just uninterrupted time, and like try to really get into this book because I'm enjoying the vibe. I feel like I am going to like it, but I'm definitely struggling to get into the story. I'm up to page 86, which is chapter 9, and I'm 19% through, so I'm almost 1/5 of the way through, and I feel like I've made good progress considering I feel like I haven't really read that long. I feel like I'm reading it quite quickly. Yeah, hopefully I can get a little bit more into it today, but I am really tired and it's Sunday night and I have work this week, and I'm just like, do I want to read or do I want to just sit there scrolling on my phone? I don't know. But yeah, that's the update for now. I will definitely update you guys later on with how much I read and take some little clips and stuff. Right now I'm going to go have a shower, get in my pajamas, and probably end up taking a nap, to be honest. So obviously I started off this video reading God of Malice by Rena Kent, which was from Larry Reads. That was her recommendation, and I did finish it a few days ago, and I do definitely have a lot of thoughts about it. So as I was reading like the start of the book, I was like, wow, like this guy is like kind of charming. Like I was very much enjoying myself. I was in a massive reading slump, and I don't know if that's got something to do with my rating of this book, but I only ended up giving it 2.5 stars, and I feel like it is completely my fault because I did tell her to choose a dark romance book, and I think I've just come to the realization that I'm just not really a dark romance girly. I just can't really get behind it, and it's not that like it triggers me or anything like that. I just found myself getting really bored. Honestly, I just feel like most of the characters in dark romances are never really enjoyable to read, and so I didn't like any of the characters. There was also too many characters to the point where like I couldn't actually keep track. But anyway, I've taken a couple of days break and I was reading another book that's got nothing to do with this video, but I am going to start reading another book for this video now, and I'm honestly very excited for this one. So I'm going to be reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This one was chosen by Julie Boney. Of course, her channel will be linked in the description, and I'll put her social medias on the screen as well. I absolutely love her book recommendations. I originally started following her on Instagram, and then I went over to watching her YouTube videos, and so of course I had to ask her for a recommendation, and I actually sent her a photo of like my TBR cart as well, and this is a book she chose for me. This has actually been a book that I've kind of been putting off reading for a really long time because it will be my first Abby Jimenez book, and I'm a little bit nervous. So because I am homesick from work today, I'm going to start reading it right now. I hate age gap like romances, but I kind of like the fact that she's the older one and it's not the guy being the older one, because I always like get the ick when the guy's the older one in an age gap, so I feel like this one might be okay. Okay guys, so it is now Saturday morning and I haven't actually given you guys an update on my thoughts of this so far, but I did start reading this on Wednesday and I haven't read anything since. I did get up to page 103 and let me tell you, I am literally hooked straight away. She can see a dog out the front of our house, that's why she's crying. But anyway, I am literally hooked on this straight away. I can definitely see why people love Abby Jimenez's writing so much. Like, I feel like it's just so easy to get into and it's so sweet as well. I just feel like she writes the best characters and this is literally my first book that I've read from her, so for me to think that already is she's obviously made a big impact already. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading right now because we are waiting for a dryer to be delivered. It's been 2 years and we finally bought a dryer for our house, which I'm so excited about, but I do need to like film some content and stuff later today, but I just don't want to do that and then get interrupted halfway through. So I was like, I'll just read for a little bit and then wait for them to come and then I'll do everything I need to do. So last night I ended up finishing Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I actually really liked it. I think it was such a sweet, cute book. Like, I definitely feel like I am going to love Abby Jimenez's writing, and I did definitely want to go into yours truly, but I feel like I've been filming this video for so long, so I'm just trying to like get this video done at this point. And so I'm going to start reading another book that someone has chosen for this video. Also, mind the pimple stickers all over my face. I feel like I should have addressed that first. I'm like breaking out really bad at the moment. But anyway, the next person who chose a book for me was Madison Kate. I absolutely love her videos. I feel like she's very like up and coming. I originally found her videos on TikTok and then of course I went over to her YouTube channel and it is just so aesthetically pleasing and her videos are always so well put together. So of course I had to ask her for a book recommendation and she actually said Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, which is the second book that comes after Six of Crows, or Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And for the sake of being in a massive reading slump right now, I'm going to go with Killer Instinct. I was originally planning on reading Crooked Kingdom, but because I've just been in the worst reading slump of my life, I feel like reading such a long book may make that worse. So I'm just going to go into this one and trust my gut. Honestly, I don't really remember much about the first book at all, even though I read it like towards the end of last year. So I'm hoping when I go into this, I actually start like picking things up and remembering things. Because honestly, I have no idea what happened in the first book. All I know is that I really liked it. So this is the book that I'm going to start reading today. I've already had a shower. I'm in my PJs. I'm ready to just relax for the rest of the day. As I said before I started reading, I was a little bit scared that I wasn't going to remember things, but I feel like the more I read and the more I like remember all the characters, I'm definitely remembering a lot about the first book. So I can definitely say that it's quite easy to go into this second book, even though I've like pretty much forgotten everything about the first book. I'm also already up to page 62. I don't know how I've gotten there so quickly. Don't think I'll finish it today because it is 7 PM. I took like a 2-hour nap. I do think that I'll get very far into it today and probably finish it tomorrow. Hey guys, little reading update. So obviously yesterday I started reading Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I honestly don't even think I gave an update last night of where I actually got up to in the book, but I believe I got up to like 40% last night, which is less than I expected, but I ended up getting distracted because I actually read quite a lot yesterday. Anyway, I'm 52% in, so I'm up to page 197 in the book, but I am actually reading it on my Kindle because I just find it a lot easier and I feel like I read it quicker on there. I just wanted to like give a little synopsis of the book, so I don't even think I've done that yet. So pretty much The Naturals is following a group of teenagers who are like recruited by the FBI, and they each have these like special abilities to help out the FBI. So our main female character is a profiler, and then we have like people that can tell lies. We've got 2 profilers, I believe, and they've just got all these like special things, but they're only supposed to solve unsolved crime. But this is the second book in the series, and so far the first and second book has followed like a murder that's taking place, and so we're following the kids as they're like trying to help with the murder, even though they're technically not supposed to. Okay, it is Tuesday night and I just finished reading Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I honestly really liked it. I actually read so much today. Like, I think I read like half of the book just today because I actually read it like on my lunch breaks at work. So I was just like reading it on my phone through the Kindle app, and then when I got home I finished it. It's currently 9:30, so I feel like I actually finished it at like a reasonable time. And one thing I love about these books is that not only is it following Cassie's point of view, but we also have a point of view that's called You, and it's pretty much the way Cassie talks about the killer. Because she's a profiler, she kind of like puts herself in the position of the killer, and the way those chapters are written are like really intriguing, and it kind of just like gives more depth to the story in like a really good way. It's just made me so much more excited to continue the series, and I'm honestly just so glad that Madison chose that book for me, because honestly I think if I had have read anything else, would have made my slump 100 times worse. But now I actually feel like I'm out of my slump. Like, I don't want to jinx myself, but I have a really good feeling. Anyway, I will give you guys an update whenever I'm reading the next book for this video. Okay guys, it has been a week or so since I last read a book for this video, but it's finally time to get back into another book for this video. So the next person that I asked to recommend me a book for this video was Nicoletta. So I sent her a photo of my TBR card, and so she ended up choosing Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. She said it was the first book I read this year and I loved it. So I am very excited about this. I actually technically cheated and I actually started this morning as an audiobook. I just couldn't update you guys in the morning because I had to get ready for work. But I believe I got up to chapter 6, and let me tell you, I'm already hooked. I love that there's so much chemistry between these two characters already, and they're like supposedly supposed to hate each other. They're like meant to be enemies. So from what I have gathered so far, I believe Julian is like just this rich kind of guy, and then Dahlia owns this like interior design company and also sells like interior design pieces and stuff, and she's got like a reality TV show, which I really like. I feel like that's going to be a very important aspect of this book. So according to where I got up to in the audiobook, I'm up to page 56, and my boyfriend's actually working night shift this week, and so I've had nothing but time to read. I've actually already read 3 books in September, and it's literally only the 4th, and I don't even know how I've managed to do that, but I just feel like I've been reading so much recently. But I actually love it because I was in a slump the whole of August, so I'm glad that I'm finally like getting that feeling back to read. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated with my progress of this book. I don't know how much I'm going to read of this today, just because, as I said, I am going to be listening to this one mainly as an audiobook. But once I finish another book that I'm currently reading, I will probably read some of this physically as well, unless I'm in the mood for something else. I'm kind of just like trying to let myself read whatever I want to read so I don't end up back in a slump. But yeah, that's the update for now. I honestly have a really good feeling about this book. I have a feeling I'm gonna love it, but yeah, we'll just have to see. Okay, so I am really liking this so far. I'm up to page 118 right now, and I can't remember if I told you guys what this book's actually about, which I'm sure a lot of you already know. It's following Julian and Dahlia. Dahlia is like an interior designer and also has a company where she sells all these like interior design items, I guess you could say, like home decor. And then Julian, I believe, like works in real estate, and they've made like this little deal together to like buy this house together because he really wants to buy the house, but Dahlia has been like wanting to live in this house her whole life and like renovate this house and design this house. So they made like a little deal together to where they're gonna go in and buy it together, and she's gonna be the one to like fix it up and everything, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm making this so much more complicated than it is, but I am really liking this so far. I think it's gonna be a really high rating from me. I have listened to most of it as an audiobook so far, but because I just finished another book I was reading, I thought that I'd read some as a physical copy. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated with my thoughts on this because I have a feeling I'm gonna absolutely love it. Hey guys, excuse how I sound, but I finally have another update for you. So last night I finished reading Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I literally cannot breathe when I'm trying to talk, but I'm gonna just try to get through this. I honestly loved this so much more than I thought. I ended up finishing it as an audiobook yesterday. Like, I did read quite a lot of it physically, but I mainly listened to this one as an audiobook just because it is really long, and honestly I was just a little bit intimidated by the length of it. But I was sitting there doing a puzzle, which I showed you guys. I was sitting there for like 4 hours straight listening to audiobooks. So I finished this one and then started a different book, but I really liked this. I think it was such a sweet relationship and something so different to anything else I've ever read before. Like, I can't say I've ever read a romance about two like really like rich sort of famous people and an interior designer and a guy that buys houses. Like, I've never read that before, but I really loved the dynamic of their relationship. I love that they had things in the past as well. I love when it's like childhood best friends that like had feelings for each other but never said anything, and then they see each other years later, because that's exactly what this was. It's probably one of my favorite tropes. I don't even know what to call that trope, like childhood best friends to lovers, but they loved each other the whole time. I don't know. Anyway, I really loved this book. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. It just didn't have that 5-star feeling for me, but I still really enjoyed it. But because I finished this one, I am finally, and I'm saying finally because this video has taken me like 6 weeks to film, finally up to the last book for this video, which was chosen by Mads Rafferty. I've been friends with Mads for quite a while now, and so I just had to ask her to choose a book for me, and I showed her a picture of my TBR cart as well, and she ended up choosing The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Now, I've kept this one for last just because she told me that it's a little bit slow to get into, but I have a feeling that I'm really gonna love this. Like, I'm definitely in the mood for a fantasy book, and I feel like this is gonna give me like exactly what I'm like wanting. So I'm honestly very excited for this. I actually read like 20 pages of it before I gave you guys this update, and honestly I can say I'm already hooked. I feel like it's going to be quite fast-paced actually from like what I've read so far, but this book is like just over 400 pages, so I feel like it'll take me a couple of days to get through, but once I do, I can finally finish this video. I don't know why this video has taken me so long to film, but honestly I think it's just because I was in a slump for the start of this video for so long, and I just didn't want to pick up any of the books that I was going to read in this video, but I feel like it's been quite successful so far, so I'm glad that I've finally done it. Okay, so it has been a couple of days since I've last given you guys an update, but obviously I started The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, and I've actually made quite a good dent into the book, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. So I'm up to page 144, and I believe there's like 400 pages, so I think I'm like 35% of the way through this book, and it only just got into it at around like 25% into the book. But honestly, I feel like even though the start was very slow, I was still very entertained. Like, I didn't want to put it down, and I can definitely see that the book is just getting better. So pretty much we're following the prison healer, which is Kiva, and she is actually like a prisoner in this prison as well, but she heals all of the new prisoners that are coming in, and the world they live in is very corrupt. She's been in there since she was like a very young child, and in the outside world there's like all this rebellion going on, and this like prison, it's called Zandalov, I believe. They end up capturing the rebel queen, and someone gives Kiva a note like when the rebel queen comes in, and it says that if she saves the rebel queen, she will be able to leave this place. So pretty much she's like doing everything in her power to save this queen. And there's also like trials in this book, which is so entertaining. I love a book that has like trials in it. I feel like that's like one of my favorite like fantasy, like I don't even know whether you'd call it like a trope. I don't know what to call it, to be honest, but like a little element in fantasy books that I love. For example, Powerless by Lauren Roberts is still one of my favorite books, and that follows like a lot of trials as well. But honestly, I'm enjoying this so much more than I expected, and I can just tell that I'm going to absolutely love this book overall. This is also the first book in a trilogy, so I'll definitely be very excited to finish this trilogy. But yeah, really good thoughts so far about this book. I have a feeling this is going to be like up to a 5-star read for me, but we'll have to see. I do have quite a lot of stuff that I need to do today, so I don't know how much more reading I'm going to get done today, but me and my boyfriend are driving like an hour and a half each way somewhere tomorrow to like meet my family for lunch, and so I will have quite a few hours in the car that I can read. And one of my biggest flexes is that I do not get car sick, so I will be completely fine reading this book in the car, and I'm honestly very excited about it. Okay, so I just went to edit the end of this video and all of my clips were gone. My SD card is like broken or damaged, probably due to the fact that I never eject it properly from my computer. So I'm here again. I've lost some clips for this video, but I'm here to film the outro for this video. So I just finished reading The Prison Healer, and honestly I liked it so much more than I expected, and I think it's because I went into it with such low expectations, and I don't even know why I went into it with such low expectations. I think it's literally just because Mads told me that it's very slow and very hard to get into, but I feel like once I got into this book I loved it so much. And as I said, I love the fact that it had trials in this book because I love books with trials in it. Overall I ended up giving this 4 stars. It may go down to like 3.5 stars, but I think it'll stay at 4, but I will like confirm that before the end of the month. I always end up changing my ratings from like when I first finished them to like when I actually sort of like think about them more, but right now it's definitely a 4-star read for me, and I'm very excited to continue this series and finish this series. So yeah, now that I finished reading this book, that means that this video has finally come to an end after like 6 weeks of recording it. Hopefully the next vlog I film doesn't take me this long, because this should have been like a week, maybe 2 weeks of filming, but as I just said, I'm finally finished. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me, because I would love to have you here. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one.